Hey guys, welcome back. The officially unofficial Rebirth Let's Play, episode 16. I'm Enigmius, and today we're continuing with the construction of our station. Which is to say, we're hopefully starting with the construction of our station. If you saw the last episode, we delivered our space Happy Meals, and the next mission was to use the construction vessel that we were given to build a station in DeVries as part of our economic revitalization project, because they're all broke and sad and lonely in DeVries, and that's what they wanted us to do, so sure, why not? Now, one of the things that I came across on the forums is one, and I'll say this at the beginning so I don't miss it. Once we start building the station and the mission advances to the next one, apparently Plutarch sets up a station blockading the gate so that we can't go back to Albion anytime soon. Or, at the very least, trying to get freighters back and forth between Albion would be extremely risky to the point of something not really all that appealing that we want to do. So I decided that I wanted to spend a little bit of time and accumulate the materials that we need to build the station up front, and then hopefully that will mitigate any issues with freighters and blockades and stations shooting stuff at them. It's pretty horrible. So that brought me to Albion, which is where I am now, and it's Plutarch. It's Plutarch controlled, which means the police, they scan you and they're like, oh, you're that jerk face that nobody likes. Here, have a fighter up your ass. And there's a Tyrannus in the zone that's actually involved in this firefight that every time it gets close to me, it just launches a shoal of drones after me that chase me around, and they're very agile and they're very accurate, and they're just obnoxious and potentially dangerous. If they all get a beat on you at the same time, all of a sudden the next thing you know, you're hearing that your shields are critical. It's crazy. So I decided that I would start this cartel mission, and hopefully in all of the mayhem and chaos, because the Plutarch will still fight the cartel guys. It doesn't matter that they're both enemies of mine. Plutarch hates cartel as much as we do. Hopefully in all this mayhem, I might be able to drag the drones and stuff through the firefight, and some of them will get destroyed, which some of them did, but not enough. Unfortunately. Reinforced metal plates. So if we can find a freighter that's carrying reinforced metal plates, and that's even better than buying them or making them, because you can capture the freighter, and not only do you get the plates, you get the freighter too. It's like a free ship with your reinforced metal plates. Now, the only freighters that carry them in this area of space are called hull-tech freighters, and I'm just pointing this out because I saw someone mention hull-tech freighters, and I thought, there's no such thing as hull-tech freighters. Don't you mean high-tech freighters? And they're like, no, hull-tech freighters. And they were right. They were absolutely right. They're hull-tech freighters, and they carry potentially reinforced metal plates and other goodies associated with the production of drones, ships, and or stations. So in order to find these freighters, I decided the most logical place to look would be places where they are picking up reinforced metal plates or dropping off reinforced metal plates. So any station that uses reinforced metal plates in their construction, drone BTOs, ship BTOs, whatever, good candidate. No, I didn't find any. I found one freighter carrying a single reinforced metal plate. It was taunting me, I swear. They knew what I was looking for, and they said, hey, somebody just put a plate on there, and get him all excited when he sees it and then looks over and sees the quantity and realizes that it's useless. But I could also use the other materials that they tend to carry, so I captured two, largely out of spite as well. I probably could have got by with just one, but there was another one there, and I was kind of getting a little bit disappointed that I couldn't find these metal plates, so I took the second one. In addition, I captured another weapon freighter. I already had one, but I captured another one, so now I have two. Those actually are used as well in the construction of stations, because stations, trust me, stations have guns all over the damn place. Now, additionally, I came across another Reaver Titurel when I was taking these freighters back to DeVries space, because I had these three freighters just kind of sitting there, and I was very nervous about leaving them where they could get blown up, because Plutarch likes to blow up my stuff. So I got another Titurel, and I decided that I would use that one. I went and I got drones in it, the surface miner drones that are used to pick up containers in space, and I also filled it up with jump fuel. The idea is that when I found a supply of reinforced metal plates, if it happened to be floating in space somehow, I could jump in the Titurel, have it pick up the reinforced metal plates. I could jump on the Titurel, and then we could jump out. It was going to be this coordinated operation that was going to be fantastic. Unfortunately, that didn't work either. So I came up with one final option. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then on my way out, I triggered another cartel mission that happened to involve supposedly destroying a heavy soul, which is a drone carrier. And I captured it instead and rode that back to debris space. So these are the ships that we've picked up since we got started with this mission. Yet no word of reinforced metal plates. So what was the plan? How are we going to get containers of reinforced metal plates floating in space? Well, the best option that I could think of was to hack a construction shop owned by Plutarch, of course, because they're the only ones who have construction shops, and see if I couldn't get them to jettison reinforced metal plates. Now let's see what that looks like. So the process of actually hacking a station is pretty straightforward, which is nice. I don't necessarily always want a nerve-wracking, super complex setup, because there are enough things going on around you that it can still be a very tense sort of process. This is a Plutarch station. This is the construction shop where they make reinforced metal plates, and they do not like me at all. So much do they dislike me that they're actually shooting at me with the guns on the station. It's not just the fighters and the police and the drones. It's the guns on the damn station. The platforms, the gun platforms, they're shooting at me. It's a nightmare. Now, one of the things that I've noticed, and I'm actually going to be doing like a little segment, not a whole episode, but a little segment on the map very, very soon, because I think just reading on the forums, people are discounting the amount of useful information you can get out of the map. You can actually find all the different modules and what they are, like these double cylindrical modules that I'm flying around just to my left that went off screen. These the ones with the round bits sort of hanging out the sides, those are all container modules. And you can find out through the map which container modules belong to the section of the station that's building the reinforced metal plates. So that there's a double cylindrical one ahead of me, dead ahead, and then one to the right as well. That I wanted to start the hack with those, because if there was anything to the idea that hacking the right containers will yield the materials that you're looking for, I wanted to give it a shot. But the key is, I have to find a safe place to leave the skunk while I'm flying around in the drone, and I have to be able to target the module so that it comes up with information on the module on my little display in the bottom right hand corner. Otherwise the drone won't enter hack mode when you deploy it. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. So you can see I'm trying to get one of the little red eyes to appear on one of the double cylindrical guys, or whatever I can, also without getting shot to hell in the process. So it's just getting to a place. See, there we go. There's the eye that we're looking for. And now we just have to make sure the skunk's not going to get blown up while we're manipulating it. Launch our drone. And off we go. Now, the process of hacking the station, once you get in your drone and it's in hack mode, is it's basically going to direct you to about 10 different points on the station. And you go to within 50 meters of each of these points, and you bring up the little interaction menu, and it'll say hack. Now, if it's grayed out, it means you're not close enough. That's for 7 out of the 10 points. For the other 3, it's going to bring up the little sliding bar sort of thing that you see in the small talk minigame. And apparently, it would appear that how well you do at that little minigame will determine, to at least some extent, what you get out of the whole hack scenario, assuming that everything survives. I've taken pretty heavy fire in the drone, to the extent that I'm almost thinking that maybe it's invincible, but I don't want to say that it is absolutely invincible and then people get frustrated because they try and they get blown out of the sky. I was pretty confident that it was going to take a hell of a lot to destroy the drone. There you can see the little mini game. It's kind of random-ish when you'll get the little mini game, so it's easy for it to take you by surprise, especially if you're flying around and you're under heavy fire and you're not 100% confident that your drone is going to survive, to not only catch the little mini game in time, but also to do well enough on it that you feel like maybe it's helped you in the grand scheme of things. So realistically, I find flying around stations and drones like this kind of fun, because it's that really deep involved interaction that the developers were talking about. Instead of spending all of our time flying in empty space, we're right up against something that's a little bit more dynamic and interesting for me. Maybe some other people don't feel that way. Who cares? So this actually can take place over the entire length of the station. This whole mission is not going to ask you to hack like 10 points on one module kind of thing. So you can see here, we're just kind of flying along, hacking away. And this was probably the quietest that it's been. See, nobody's shooting at me. We're just flying around. It's great. The skunk is getting the crap kicked out of it, but we're doing okay. So we're just about done. We've got about 2 more. Quick and easy. Now this third one, because we know there's going to be 3 with the slidey bit, and this is the last one based on the little gauge on the screen there. So we go like that. I think we've got 5, 4, and 4 for all 3. And this is basically it. We can hop out of the drone now, or someone got mad at me for saying hop out of the drone, like I didn't know that you're, you know, controlling it from like a remote thing, but it's just an expression. Hop out of the drone, the station. Immediately, we're back into hell. The station is shooting at us, and now we have to fly around and find little blobs of containers that would have been jettisoned out of the station as a result of our hacking attempts. And that in of itself can be sort of a mini game. And one of the things that I found can actually be very helpful is you switch to long-range scanner mode, the one that you use to find the containers floating in space, and you fire some pulses on the station, and you'll see like really, really distinct white circles when it hits one of the blobs of containers, because there's so many. It makes it look like a solid, thick white circle. And that's basically the extent of the process. Now, when I did find some reinforced metal plates, and this is why we're doing this as sort of like a B-roll with an explanation, is because I found a blob with some reinforced metal plates, not a lot of reinforced metal plates, and I was taking heavy fire, and here's a blob up here. Right there. That's what one of the blobs looks like. It's just a mass of containers just kind of spinning around in space. Now, as you can see, it's difficult to find out what's in each and every container. The best you can do is kind of get a sampling of what's there. So you have to use the mouse to target the containers. I can't do anything with the controller to target them. And while I'm using the mouse, I can't move. Yeah, they don't like it when I scan or do anything else nearby, apparently. It's a very difficult thing to do, to target things and tag them to be picked up and be able to move the ship when you're under fire from everyone and their frickin' dog. We've got drones, we've got police, we've got the station, we've got missiles. It's mayhem, and it's fun and it's hectic, but picking up containers, not really all that fun. It doesn't work. Nevertheless, I decided, since we can reload our save game if things go really, really awful, to jump in the Titurel anyways, tag some containers, and see what happened. And before the Titurel got a chance to launch its first drone, the station defenses destroyed it. And that was game over. The Titurel was gone. The containers, I'm pretty sure if I had actually picked up all of the containers in that blob, it would have been about less than 500 reinforced metal plates, and I need in the lower thousands for the project. So that was that. It was kind of, it was an experiment, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I learned a lot about the different things in the game, like hacking stations and tagging containers and things of that nature. But in the end, there was really only one way to get enough reinforced metal plates to continue with the mission without driving ourselves absolutely insane. I don't care what anyone says, I earned it for the amount of time that I spent trying to find ways in-game to get these guys. I could have waited for the next patch when they would probably have appeared on my construction vessel. I don't care. We've got all of the goodies. Now let's see if we can... I love using this long-range scanner around the station. I've got this idea in my head that it's like sonar, and it's like making all of the halls and the rooms in this station turn into like the biggest base drivers in the world, and just shaking, and everyone's like, just, you know, it's not going to kill anyone, it's not going to hurt anyone, it's just a little bit of annoying revenge for the crap I have to go through. And you can see now what I'm talking about with the circles. You get little indistinct circles, means it's like a small ship or something. And then the big clumps of circles indicates that it's a blob. It's a loot blob. So that's where it's at now. This is all I could get. This is like a total, this entire process from the end of the last episode to now is upwards of 16 hours. So if you're thinking, geez, dude, why is it such a short episode? It's because I'm tired, and we're going to start the next episode in DeVries with all of our goodies. We're going to get the construction of our station underway, and then we're going to see what the rest of the mission has for us. I kind of want to get to Omicron Leary. I would like to see another environment, and I would like a system where we can sort of influence people, and not everyone's going to hate us because we're there. So by all means, leave your comments and feedback below. If you have any questions, I would say head on over to the forums, the Egosoft forums, because we need more friendly people asking honest questions. And more people means better chance of getting the right answer, like a Hull-Tech freighter. If you want, you can subscribe to my channel, be notified when I have the next video. You can follow me on Twitter at Enignius1, Google Plus, Enignius1. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.